Do secret societies really run the world? And that has like been the talk of a lot of the conspiracy analyst world. Is the world really ran by secret societies? Is it ran by reptilian people, or is it ran by elite group of aliens that have changed into the human form that walk among us? I told you guys before that there are alien-like people that walk among us in positions of power. And just like there are alien type people among us in position of power, there's also reptilian people that are in position of power, and there's also secret societies that run the world. Now, they all have one thing in common, that is take over the world and have full control. That's why we see the divide in some countries, because some leaders may be part of the reptilian family, some people may not. They may be part of the aliens that are trying to control the world, and some may be in these secret societies who are branches of these beings and a mixture of regular humans that are trying to control the world. If you guys notice, there have been a lot of assassinations. Well, they let them call it accidents. The president of Iran, the helicopter crash, and a vice president of another nation, I believe, as a small African nation, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Um, Passed away, if I'm not mistaken, in a plane crash. So we were seeing wars between these people of power, and focus on the secret society, what we're here to talk about. Secret society consists of groups of these powerful beings that are calling the shots and making the rules of the world. We see America basically controls a lot of what goes on in the world, but a lot of people don't know America is controlled by Israel. That's why Israel, doing everything they're doing in Gaza, is not being punished. Nothing's going to happen to them, and the United States will continue to support them, because ultimately the United States answers to the leaders of Israel. And why are they answering to the leader of Israel? Well, it's a big secret society cult. And the leader of Israel is the leader of the secret society that the American government and president is in, and that they have their faith and their laws and their vision. And that's why all these countries that are normally in these same occults have pretty much the same laws in their country, or they're not necessarily the same laws. They have basically democratic elections and stuff like that. You can tell which societies are part of which, and you can tell which societies get along with other secret societies just based on how the world is. Another thing is, these secret societies have been getting exposed for years. Regular people have been trying to expose them, and a lot of people get silenced or deemed crazy. Like Alex Jones was exposing secret societies before secret societies were even really a thing, like a popular thing, I must say. He exposed Bohemian Grove way before people even really knew about it. He talked about how they sacrificed babies, how they drunk the blood of babies, how they kidnapped people, how they worship the owl god. But people tried to call him crazy and say he was this, say he was that. But in reality, Alex Jones was doing what was needed to be done. And he was protecting us from these evil beings out there that want to take over the world. It's a small group of small group of countries that are actually ran by humans, but those countries are so inferior and so influenced by the secret societies because they have no choice. And if they don't follow their rules, they'll easily be invaded or something will happen. And we see it happen all the time when countries are randomly invaded, or they have a secret society leader who is basically trying to, how can I say this, branch off and do his own thing or do anything that's positive for the human race. They make sure they assassinate them, or they find a way to enter their country and force them out of leadership position, and then they plant one of their secret leaders in place. And we see this get done a lot, not just from the United States, but Russia, China, UK, France, Germany, all these countries do it. And this is the control method that they use. These countries have to be able to control their population because we, the people, have the numbers. We have the numbers. So regardless of how many people are actually humans and how many people are actually reptilians or grays, whatever you want to call it, we have them beating numbers. And not everybody in the government is non-human origins. A lot of them, the majority of them, are humans who have sold out because they want the power, the money, and they want everything that comes with it. And they basically sell their soul off and they become a soulless dignity. Now, these evil secret society people answer to none other than the devil himself. They worship different types of things that the devil wants them to worship. That's why you have the owl god. Some of them worship goats. Some of them, they worship all types of things. But in the end, all these things from these secret societies worship, they answer to the devil himself, who I said is right here on earth. The devil has so much power and so much influence. He is planning something big, and not just here on earth, but he has power and influence on other planets too. And a lot of people don't know that there is more than one evil devil that is running these worlds. Each world has their own devil, just as each country has its own leader. There's angels, there's demons. There are just as many demons as there are angels, and that's why they're able to be in so many different spots at one time, because it's not just one of them, it's multiple of them. Now, the demon that runs earth is not the head demon of the demon world, of course not. He's just a powerful demon that is put here to keep us in check and control us. And there's one on each planet that are put there to control those planets. These secret societies know all these things and they keep these things from us. That's why a lot of time when you have UFOs and UAP, unidentified objects, or anything dealing with aliens, they don't address us and they don't tell us. They make these things classified information. One, because we're occupied. Earth is being occupied by outside dignity. Whether it's the reptilians, the grays, whatever, we are not being occupied by humans. And that's why I said so many people position of powers are not real humans. They are some kind of demon from another world, or alien or reptilian, which all fall into the same category. And then those people who are actually humans in position of power, they are so heartless and evil that they are doing it for money and power. They are being controlled by the evil opposition. And anybody who tries to compete or fight back against them, they make sure they disappear without a trace. So think about it. You have a world with billions of people on it. A small percent of those billions of people are in position of power, can tell us the truth, can expose what's going on out there, but they don't, because they enjoy every bit of it. And the world has been like this for a very long time. There have been evil people in history. There have been good people in history. There have been people who have made history and altered the course of history. But right now, these days, we just don't have people with that type of heart and to have any type of bravery to fight back against these demons that are controlling the world. These secret societies, they link together and they dictate what's going to be the future of humanity every such and such amount of time. And we, the people, have no say. So we basically are told how the next 5 years is going to go, what's going to happen, how we are going to live, how we're going to eat, what's the price of living, what everything's going to be. They make those decisions for us. We do not make those decisions. We just have to abide by them. Do you think that's fair? Absolutely not. Not at all. But when you have no say so in these situations and you're basically a guinea pig, there's nothing you can do. And these people have ways of manipulating us into thinking that countries that don't have an elected government are run by dictators or kings or whatever are bad and unhealthy. That is because they don't want us to know the truth. And they don't want us to know that those countries are 9 times out of 10 ran by regular human beings who found a way to be successful without selling out their country and becoming demons. But those countries are usually put in a corner and separated from the rest of the world. No matter how good or bad they're doing, they will not get any positive views from those people in those countries that are in these secret societies. So you have to be very careful when it comes down to this stuff, because it's happening so much and so often that a lot of countries are afraid to try to be independent because the leader is afraid of an assassination attempt or this or that. But it happens. That's what comes with it. But that's what changes the course of history, because once you put your foot down and you find a way to be able to defend yourself, the tables really start turning.
Lucifer
Really start coming.
Through his agent Satan, set man free from this garden by giving him the gift of intellect. Through the use of intellect, man will conquer the earth, will conquer nature, and will himself become God. It's taught in every Masonic temple in this land, every secret brotherhood, every secret society, every mystical temple, every occult organization teaches the Luciferian philosophy. The highest level, their goal is to create a world in which the adepts,
be aware,
the 1,000 points of light, working behind the veil to create the culmination of the great plan, can realize the ultimate happiness for mankind.
To build this world up to what they want it to do. Wipe out the population, guys. Wipe out the majority of the population, but keep enough to still run the world and control things, keep things afloat to the liking of these world leaders. But they're going to make it to where it's harder when we decide to rebel and put our foot down. There won't be enough people to fight back. And that is the ultimate goal of these secret societies and these leaders who are not regular humans and the corrupt people within these governments. The truth is going to come to the light. We're going to come to the light. We're going to start fighting back. This is Roberto Conspiracy Files, guys. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about the video, how you like this video, and do you think you will continue to see our governments bow to the governments of Israel or these countries that control the secret societies? Pay attention, and you'll see how much Israel controls the United States and calls the shots. The U.S. does not call the shots. Remember that, guys. But at the end, we know how the world goes. You cannot speak against them. The United States backs them in so many ways, but they actually tell our president what to do. Israel leader is the head of the United States cult that they are in, and the majority of the Western nation themselves are in this same cult who answer to Israel. Nobody will go against Israel. Israel will always be protected. And a lot of these Hamas and Hezbollah groups that are fighting against Israel are in different secret societies. Or they could possibly be humans that are fighting to try to get Israel population, the civilians out of this tricky situation. They may see it as saving them and freeing them from an occupied force, but they're fighting an uphill battle, and that's just a guess. They could be part of an evil secret society too, guys. So we'll see. And thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll be back with more secret societies.